How to invest in yourself so you can unlock your full potential. If you are looking to build confidence, if you're just looking for some self-improvement, looking to level up your life, this is the video for you. You need to stop holding yourself back so you can unlock your full potential in life. And this is how you're going to do it. When I started hearing people talk about investing in yourself, I had no idea where to start. When I used to hear people talk about how to invest in yourself, I had no idea where to start. I was like, should I start a class or should I look for a class? Should I start going to a class? Should I go on more walks? What are we doing here exactly? What does investing in myself actually look like, and what can I do to get there? Investing in yourself is going to look different for each person. But by investing in yourself, you are going to find all these amazing things that come afterwards. You're going to invest in yourself. You're going to learn a new skill. After learning that new skill and you're seeing yourself improve, you're going to gain so much confidence and you're going to find so much enrichment in your life that you're not going to rely on like your relationship to feel fulfilled. You're not going to rely on your friends, even though those are great support systems. You also need something that's of your own that you look forward to each week, that is not related to your work or to just what you want to do in life. What is it that you want to do? Do you want to learn French? Do you want to go on more walks? Do you want to learn how to cook? What is that thing for you? Let me know in the comments and I'll get into it here. When you start investing in yourself, you open this whole new door to things that are possible for you. And that means a bigger network and more opportunities. So if that sounds interesting at all for you and to gain some type of sense of enrichment in your life, gain some confidence, and gain a bigger network and maybe a relationship out of this, here are some ways that I invested in myself this year to gain a better confidence in myself and reach my full potential and really work towards the goals that I want in my life. Hi, I'm May. Welcome to my channel. Hi everyone, it's May, and unfortunately from when I filmed that video, there has been a big tragedy in Hawaii right now, and I have put some resources down below of people who need resources, who need donations directly, and any type of help like that. If you could give anything you can, if it's $1, $20, $100, I would just really appreciate it so much if we helped the people of Hawaii in this time of need. If you work at a big company, I know they do donation matches, so maybe reach out to that if you don't have the means right now, but you work a corporate job, that's also an option as well. So it's down below. Thank you. Now, one of the best ways to start investing in yourself is actually investing in learning how to invest. Starting with YouTube is a great place to start, and I just opened up an account on Robinhood and Betterment. Of course, there's a lot of issues with Robinhood on their own and Betterment just having an automated kind of system, but it does relieve a lot of entry stress if you're really nervous about getting started in investing. These are great places to start. And never invest money that you would need immediately. This should be thought out as long-term investing and stuff that you would put down for 20, 30, 40 years down the line. So never invest anything. And of course, this is not financial advice, but Betterment is a great tool to use. They use automated algorithms so that you can invest your 401k, your Roth IRA, saving for a down payment, anything like that, with a mixture of bonds and stocks, and what is your age range and your risk level. So it's really great just to consider all of that, and it goes by the textbook basically, and they'll tell you what is recommended for you, and you can look it up what's recommended, and that is a great place to start. Robinhood, it's really easy to sign up. You can sign up with the link in my bio in the comments below, and you can get a free stock on sign up. And it is a great way to start investing because you can literally just start right away, and you can link your credit card in there. I don't recommend putting anything that you wouldn't need. And of course, this is not financial advice, but you know, having ETFs are a great place to start. And of course, look on YouTube for any other resources that you would need on investing. But those are two resources that I use personally and have loved using them. It takes a lot of stress away from investing and what's scary about it. So the next time I'm impulse buying something, I feel like the need to shop, I actually look on Robinhood instead of like impulse buying something on Amazon. I'll actually buy the stock of Amazon, and I'll get that urge of buying something and dopamine hit that they use in the app. So it's really nice for that, and I kind of divert my shopping addiction to something healthier and more long-term. But again, this is not financial advice. This is something that I just do personally, and it's a great way to continue to invest instead. So another way to invest in yourself is to learn a new skill or continue learning a new skill. So one of my favorite things to do is cook. And this year I really pushed myself to learn more things. And this year I really pushed myself to learn more about cooking because it's just a big interest of mine. So I downloaded a masterclass because I saw that Thomas Keller had a class on there, which I love Thomas Keller. He has a few Michelin star restaurants here in America, and the French Laundry being one of the most famous ones, and per se here in New York City, which I've been multiple times for my birthday, and I just absolutely love it. It is so good. It's one of my favorite restaurants. So having access to Thomas Keller, one of the most amazing chefs in the world, on demand, on just video whenever I want, and have access to, is such an amazing tool, and I can just learn from the best, almost like I was there myself. So that is an amazing tool. There's also other things like Kris Jenner, RuPaul has a class on Masterclass. So if you want to check it out, make sure you check the box down below. And it has all the information. And thank you so much for the support. So let's get into the next one. Another way where you can improve your life is improving on your habits. And I know that this is said time again, but it's so good. And that is Atomic Habits by James Clear. And I've read it many times. I have the audiobook, I have the physical book. It is amazing. Atomic Habits, James Clear does a great job at breaking down the psychologies of habits and rewards, and how to really habit stack and get things that you want to do out of the way so you don't feel boggled by lots of to-do lists and things that just take a really long time and feel really big, feel like big projects that you can't complete because they just feel so big. This is a great book. It's really changed my life. I have it on the audiobook. I have it in the physical book. I love reading it and going through things again and again, and I always find that I'm reaching for this book just so I can learn more about it. But one of my personal favorite theories that he does in here is to start identifying as the person that the habits that you're trying to build. So for example, trigger warning for weight loss, but for example, if you're trying to lose weight and you know, you're like, I want to lose weight, and you get so focused on this goal, it's like you just lose yourself within this obsessive thought. But if you actually identify as being fit or as an athletic person, you just start making decisions like that type of person. So if you start thinking, I'm an athlete, you're gonna want to train like an athlete, or I'm a Pilates princess is what I like to say, and I will start to train like a Pilates princess because I like to go to Pilates and I would never skip Pilates. If I'm feeling down, I'd rather do a mat Pilates series at home than skip it completely, because that is what Pilates princesses do. So I really love this book. It is amazing. You can find it in the link in my bio. It's on Amazon, and this is Atomic Habits by James Clear. And with that note, we love reading. So another book where you can improve your life through reading is through your relationships and your attachment methods. So this book, Attached, is an amazing book that gets referenced over and over about your attachment style to find out if you are securely attached, anxious attached, avoidant, or a mix of both. And this has been an eye-opening to the way that my relationships are set up. It has been an eye-opening way to describe my interpersonal relationships and the ones that are platonic or romantic. And it has really opened my eyes to kind of the trauma that I have in my family and the dark sides and the emotional sides that I face now that I bring it into my new relationship. So all the baggage that I have, this highlights it and really helps me work through those, so I'm not as scared or anxious or fearful of having a securely attached relationship. And it is one of the favorites. So if you love relationship type books, type self-help books, this is a great place to start. And I have a list of more if you want to read more. Now that we've invested in our mind, we can work on the body. My favorite, of course, is being a Pilates princess. After reading Atomic Habits, I've really been able to work out consistently week after week, and I've been able to consistently work out, and that's been a big part of my life that I've struggled with as an adult because I have ADHD, and that's really difficult for me to keep a consistent routine all the time and work out. Even though I've been active my entire life, I played volleyball, I was a cheerleader, I did sports, I went to college, I was really fit, worked out all the time at the gym just because it was convenient, and I walked a lot. I went to school in California, so it was really beautiful, went to the beach, lots of steps. Now that I'm an adult, it's a little bit more difficult to get that, and I live in New York, so I'm not as enjoying like the nature aspect of it as much, and that has become difficult as I'm getting older. I want to maintain healthy habits as I'm getting into my later 20s to maintain my body and be mobile. And that's really important to me because I had surgery on my feet when I was really young, and that has really affected how long and how far I can walk. And so being able to be mobile and healthy is really important to me. And the ways that I've been able to do that is actually through ClassPass. And ClassPass has been revolutionary to me because I used to go to this one Pilates studio very close to my house, and they had great teachers, and I love the studio and the content that they do there and the methods, but it became really difficult because they would be booked out all the time. And if I missed a class, it would be 3 weeks until I would be able to book another one. And the waiting list would be like 10 people, and there's only 10 people in the class. So it was really hard to keep a consistent routine when I missed one class and wasn't able to rebook. And so ClassPass is such a blessing because you can just book whatever class that you want, whenever you want, as long as it's available. And sometimes you get a little bit of a discount if it's not at a prime time slot. And if it's last minute and you book last minute, sometimes you get deals for those. So I've been able to book like a $20 Pilates class sometimes on ClassPass, which has been such a blessing. I'm obsessed with a reformers Pilates class for $20. It's basically unheard of because they run $40 to $50 here in New York City. So this has been kind of a hack for cheaper Pilates studios, and I do not regret saying that because I'm really enjoying them. And another hack is that if you actually go, sometimes they have student trainers that are learning how to do the specific studio class. For example, Solid Core does it. I'm not sure if SoulCycle does discounts, but SLT I think does training discounts. But they're also like $20, $25 as well. So check that out at your local studio, and I hope that's available to you because then you can get Pilates for cheaper. And ClassPass, you can try a bunch of different ones. It's been such a great way to build new relationships and meet more people because I met somebody through one of the places at SLT. And we bonded. I really liked her outfit. We bonded over that. She liked my outfit. And I got to try berries for the first time, which I don't think I would do by myself at all. But because she suggested it, I was like, okay, I'll try it. New friend. And I died, but I'm glad I did it. I had new experiences, new friends. And that's what this thing is all about investing in yourself. You meet new people, open yourself up to expectations, open yourself to new opportunities, and really expand your horizons. So it is just a fabulous way to meet new people, move your body, and enjoy movement, flexibility, movements, bringing blood flow to the body, and just being blessed for what we have. And I especially love that because the next thing that we're going to get into is self-care, because you can always invest in a little bit of self-care, you know what I mean? I am obsessed with self-care. I love getting facials. And the thing with ClassPass, the whole Pilates studio issue that I had with ClassPass, you're able to book a little self-care day as well on there. So facials, manicures, pedicures, massages, I think, as well too, and some other recovery things. I think you can book an infrared saunas on there sometimes. So it's a really great way to rejuvenate your mind and body as well. Not just work it out, but making sure, you know, you're replenishing. And the more you take care of your mind and taking a second to get like a facial and pedicure or whatever that little thing is for you, the less that you're gonna burn out. So if you take that time more consistently, then you're not gonna burn out as much. I feel like before I would burn out consistently because I would just do this big project and overwork myself on purpose and ignore all of my needs, but realize if I'm just consistent with like my boundaries, how much I can take on, and doing a little self-care when I should, that I'm able to bounce back more quickly. So check out my link below. I believe you can actually get a free class depending on what class you get on ClassPass. So check it out, and I hope that you get it something on me. Another place where you can invest in yourself is finding a new hobby. I love finding new hobbies because maybe I have ADHD. It's difficult for me to keep to one hobby, but I'm really trying to fix that. Just finding a new hobby just brings like a new novelty and nuance to my life that I never had before, because I feel like you're opening yourself to a new environment, new people, new energy from that group, and it's just a really fun way to get to know yourself a little bit better, what you like, what you don't like. And I, for one, have been really trying to reconnect with my childhood hobbies like watercoloring, and that has just been an amazing way to work out other issues that I have in my life. For example, perfectionism. I've noticed that I've been very hard on myself, and so using watercoloring as an example for that, I am seeing how I operate and like seeing how hard I am about myself, even just for a hobby. Like I'm painting this thing, it looks like a carrot, and I'm like, oh, this carrot doesn't look good enough, it's not orange enough, it's too yellow, this and that. And I'm so hard on myself sometimes I just stop the hobby altogether. And I feel like I can take that into other parts of my life, and I want to learn from them. And this is just like a good little tool to, you know, zoom in on your life and really learn a lot about yourself and how you get better at just small things that don't really matter as much, versus when you get to big things in your life, you can have more practice than before. Now, I used to equate having a hobby with a shopping addiction, because I would buy like the best things to get my hobby started, and it would be really expensive, and I would spend all this money, and then I would fall out of love with it because I just didn't enjoy it, and I was a newbie. I shouldn't be that hard on myself again, but it is just, I didn't know if I liked it or not, and then I'm suddenly spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars over this hobby. And there's nothing wrong with that, but I want to start lower, probably like less than $100. To be honest, with the watercoloring, I started with less than $10. I bought $7 paper at Target or Amazon, and a $2 paint set that's really washable, so I don't have to worry about getting it on my clothes, on my countertops, because I like wearing white a lot. So it's just a great way to let go of trying to find the best watercolors and the most expensive $50 watercolors for newbies that has all the colors. And I like to think of it this way, where I am having a more childlike enjoyment out of it, and I don't have to be a professional. I'm an amateur even. I'm a hobbyist, and I just want to have a little bit of fun on a Sunday afternoon. So I just try to take it a little bit more lightly now, and that has really helped me when I get to the bigger issues of my life, having practiced with the smaller issues of my life. So I highly recommend it. I'm probably going to try to take on piano next, which I know is probably a bigger investment for a lot of people, but the way that I see it, I'm gonna practice a little bit at Guitar Center in the city for a little bit, maybe 1 hour, 2 hours, but you can just go and play the pianos there for free as part of their marketing for Guitar Center, is that people get to play anything that they want at the studio for however long they want, and hopefully at the end of that they'll purchase something from there. But I plan to go there, maybe practice a little bit, and if I'm really enjoying it, I'll maybe take a lesson from there and eventually buy a keyboard. And I always recommend, if you're starting a new skill like that, that you always invest in the class first before you invest in the actual instrument, because knowledge is so powerful. One of the hobbies I picked up before was sewing. I remember I had $50. I was thinking, should I take a sewing class at Joann's for $50, or should I buy a sewing machine for around $50 as well, because they had a discount that day? And I am so glad I spent the $50 on knowledge, and because I found ways to use sewing machines. Somebody ended up gifting me a sewing machine later, and I was able to continue to go to Joann's and just borrow the sewing machines there after they had taught me that from going to the class. So there's a lot of amazing things that can happen when you actually invest in knowledge as well. So think about it that way. It was amazing to just be able to be in a network where people knew about the resources, because I had went and learned about a skill in a class myself. So that is just an amazing story to know about self-improvement, expanding your network, expanding your opportunities, because you never really know what you're gonna find out there. And sometimes I feel like we all just get stuck in this routine, and we forget that we have all these goals and passions that we actually need to want to get out there and achieve. And sometimes that's difficult. So having some resources, having some ways you can do it more easily here that I've shared with you today. By learning new hobbies, you'll gain a sense of enrichment, and when you're slowly improving, you're gonna gain a sense of confidence. But whatever you choose, make sure it's something that you enjoy and you stick with it. And thank you so much for watching today. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down, comment down below, and make sure you follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, and I'll see you next time. Bye, love.